Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the playoff match between Spacestation Gaming and Team M80 during the North America League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Actually show up to this match, you're going to be in great shape. SSG's worst performer yesterday, I guess you could say that, was Forrest. When he was playing on those high-value utility roles, you don't expect him to be the top fragger. The guy that was a little bit worrying to me was Benjamaster, and he gets the very first pick with just about a minute to go.
It's a bit of a start here, but obviously when you're looking at the clash, that's probably the best one you want off the board first. And you know you're going to be juggling on towards this default plant spot. The mirror might have slowed things down a bit, made the breach a little bit awkward, but it's the reverse plant. You play against those canisters, 3 of them to juggle though, and you're thinking, okay, where do we go? They cannot really plant on the default plant spot. They're still clearing the fire out of it, and this is that worry I talked about with utility. So Spoit drives in, gets the back of Ashen. There goes Kino, getting one as well. SSG, they're still focusing on this very important utility game I talked about before, but it makes things impossible. On the drop, they're hoping Forrest can get the confirmation, and his health's going down in a smoke, but he will get it and not get out of there. But it puts them in the 3 versus 2. The vertical is into their favor at this point. M80, they've got to make that decision. Do they quickly go up round the top, get control of it? You can see someone's pushing up their way green. Here it is, the double stack, win out this engagement, buy enough space. There's the first for Benja, can't get the trade. Citizen now in this all-important 1 versus 1, and Fultz isn't having any of it, pulls himself away. He's got 20 seconds. He only has to waste about 15 of that to be able to win this round on the time count. Gets the first engagement. You've got to run for it, Citizen. You won't be able to make both because it's Fultz's.
Expect limited action at the early part of the round. We didn't obviously see that this time. Ashen with the pick. He died shortly thereafter, which leaves us in even numbers, and it's Spoit who got that very first kill, and Spoit who will get the second.
It's not my first language.
English isn't your first?
There's a lot you don't know about me. There's a lot we don't know about that pistol. Missing most of its shots there. Citizen's able to get the end of Benja, and at this point, SSG now Fultz might be able to run with the wind.
Based out of Utah now. I think they're in Salt Lake City, if I'm being specific. And
take me down to the Salt Lake City.
Nope.
That one.
That's Paradise City. It's a completely different song. Nighthaven Labs and Consulate up next. We're not going to see Skyscraper. Bank, though, is 57% of the rounds won by the attackers, 43% by the defenders. And
a bit of the position as the second bolt comes across. They're slowly trying to creep their way in on towards the back of Janitors, and it's Benja to get Citizen on that swing kill, get that support. They're getting vending, getting flag, getting all of this slowly encircled, and it's making things a bit awkward because how do you bite back in? Too late to the party. Benjamaster gets his third, and there's Cameraman at least taking the top of White, but as he looks to his right, he's going to find himself on the wrong end of, no, the right end of Benja. Had the angle, but Forrest securing the plant. Hyper isn't giving their life away. Waiting for the support to come through from Cameraman. They had to make sure that the 2 of them could try and cook a recipe together that included the SSG players on the back end, because what you're thinking about is as soon as one of them gets out on rappel, you've got to throw yourself out the building. You have to try and attack this as a duo. Now that little angle is going to net big results for Forrest there, just tucked behind the soft debris. And as I said before, with the player outside, I mean, this is close as to unwinnable as you can get. Drops down for the fight here as well. They had all the positions, all the verticality. And at this point, M80 will find themselves falling a step behind to another plant from SSG.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we come to expect with these numbers if you consider the ebb and flow of this map.
There. What did I say?
SSG does their talking in the server, but they also let their opponents know. And I mean, I think you can talk to some of these players about whether it gets in their head or not. I think with a team like SSG, they're kind of annoying if you're playing against them, right? they've got very strong players who like to be villains.
At some point, just to deny this first plant, but ooh, it's maybe a little late. Forrest can just stick this one out, and not a great reaction time there. We find ourselves all 10 players a post-plant. The first does get caught out by Benja as he drifts outside of the room. There's Fultz with control over Garage, and M80 were just caught entirely sleeping here. I said it was a more formulaic hold, but the formula has to have a result at the end, otherwise it's just bad science. Spraying through the smoke to get the kill on towards the player that's watching it. They do at least get one, but now it is only one, and not for very long.
That's the exact attackers. So, I mean, maybe there is something to it. Maybe M80 was hoping for a 3-3 first half and are a little bit frustrated with where they're looking. But the bigger issue for me with M80 is that right now on Bank, it's a big map. Coordination can be a very uncommon bomb site. So the way that SSG goes about this will be very revealing. Forrest, by the way, has just walked right in. He has information and will go for the plant. Ashen holding things down. He misses the duel, though. That's a poor fight on the side of Benjamaster. Diffuser goes down, and they thought that it was just one player springing into action. Oh boy, how wrong were they?
How is this happening?
Citizen on 5 HP. What is happening? Ashen inside of open area, tearing through them. All 3 kills up at this point since the diffuser went down. He gets finished off by Cameraman, who's had some pretty good exit kills. But Emmy, this might be a bridge too far for M80. SSG looking for the 4th round. Ashen's already in the chat, but Cameraman's been around the block before. He's not going to be thrown off guard. He sees the diffuser and will go for the long arm with limited time. At the halfway point, he has no choice but to get off. He out-duels the Blitz, but that's all she wrote. SSG gets the final.
I'm not sure what M80 think is going wrong and what the conversation was about, but just a misapplication of their expectation here as to what M80, or what SSG even, were trying to pull against M80. How they were...
Yeah, I mean, we also talk about this with like spawn peaks and stuff like that. When you get a little bit cutesy, you know, not you in particular, the players, of course. And it's like, if you've got a lead, I know, I'm sorry, but if you've got a lead, it can be really tough to maintain that level head, especially a team like SSG that loves to wreak havoc on their opponents. M80 started off with 2 kills, by the way, Emmy.
Yeah.
And there's about a minute to go. This is a great spot for M80 to be in. And if they can survive this round, it'll be a 4-2 half. And that's pretty much where, with the numbers in NA, you want to be. If SSG can prevail in a 5-1, and they're actually doing some serious work, they've equalized, but Cameraman trades the number back. It's all up to Forrest in a 1v3. If SSG could equalize, that might have put this matchup out of reach for M80, but now it's a little bit closer. Spacestation looking for the final kill. Multiple players from M80 inside of open area, all looking for...
These long angles, you can get yourself control over the top of the stairs and control inside the site as well. Spoit is up. He's looking for the rush. He takes care of faults. He is blinded out, and J90 gets the trade back onto it. Little bits of scraps of damage, and then 2 big blows. SSG lose a couple of players, a snap shut. Citizen creeping their way around. They just don't want to accident any real work, and they're about to have the work done to them. No. The Blitz steps in, sees the angle, sees their route to run out. There's some support coming through, and Ashen is that lifeline as they tuck themselves round the corner with the shotgun. Gets it. Popped and locked off. J90 finds Kino. And at this point, the 1 versus 1 has somehow been grabbed, and SSG could get this locked in. This would be such a good boon to their mental, although it's their first defense to pull this round back from where it was to where it is. Piper steps into the engagement as Ashen's trying to find the fights either side. There is so much time for them to get this one piece together. They have a drone. And otherwise also 2 castle walls in pocket. I'm not really sure if we're going to see those activated because both of them want the engagement, and Ashen, he wanted it just...
You get caught effectively at this point midway through the round. Look at this. It was a 4v2, right? We always joke that a 5v3 is always the scariest lead in Siege. Actually manages to escape for now. Citizen looking for the 1-2 punch. 45 seconds left. And that might be it for Forrest.
Yeah, there's no getting out of that, but it also took a lot of time as well. More utility, and now they've lost the Nomad. Faults at the same time that they were cooking onto the single player. Spoit does find revenge on towards Fault, but 30 seconds. They still have to build towards a plant. They have the smokes they're trying to throw down. Cameraman throws down inside the site. They're digging their way across. Citizen's been able to find one, and now it's just down. So the once boy wonder, Benja, gets the first. Swings their way towards the smoke coverage of the second, can hear it popping off, wants to try and play the surprise, misses the engagement, and Citizen doubles back round and...
to do. 106-2, by the way. But instead, it's a little bit closer. Spacestation still very much in the driver's seat. Forrest knew he was as good as dead there, and it was Citizen, in fact.
You have to start this game now. There's the cover, there's the play. They're going for the EMPs against the gadgetry, which is a very clever way of doing it, because anything that gets thrown in will just get locked out. They get the plant because of it. They're able to slow and defer and just knock that pieces of utility offline. Could not be confirmed, and now 9 players up for this post plant. You have to try to retake above, but you are working with less bodies. It is just shooting down upon them, raining chaos. As SSG look like they're in a position to lose 2 rounds in a row. Forest, fortunately, could not find his way out of the woods on that.
Really well done.
They're not giving up the territory above as the cut is coming directly towards a Capcan Benja. They know where you are. And, well... Oh, you still get it? I mean, the fact that he got Kino there is...
In the lobby, they need something big at a J90. Ashen has been reduced to smithereens and is now finished off by Hyper. A well-placed shot.
Currently. There's the rotate round. The 15 seconds of a bit of a mad dash of what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's just send it. Forest is the cut down here on the quad wall. They've got the watch in towards the back line of the site, and there's J90 to get another here. SSG, they stop things going away from them, but so far, Parker. In the long view here as cameraman just gets this cleared out, and I mean, there'll be nothing to contest that, and well, there's a bit of congestion. The Blitz has got himself stepped up, steps away from the C4. Hyper does stem the flow, and behind you, there's the kill, the pickup from cameraman.
Huge determining factors. Forest showing us that one is still over towards square. No way, it is the speed up too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I did not know this.
I don't play Echo at all in any universe.
A little bit of a slippy moment there. You probably wanted the cover to be there half a second earlier, but what you want isn't always what you get. The Echo's still on board, and Faltz has said he can get to the top floor quite quickly, and he knows where the player is, but he can't get it confirmed. That is a scrappy engagement. Is he going to drop the hatch? Please go, just leave. You're in a good stead. No! Overstays his welcome, but look at the timer, Parker. 5 seconds, and the man's on an Echo. He's sprinting to get himself close to this engagement. They will get this confirmed. They just can't find their way through.
Oh, heartbreak, Emmy. Heartbreak.
The margins for SSG to get the win out here and finally executed, but that was death by sort of water torture. Slam itself shut. How much of this is a stop and ready? You can see right through that fire, and it's setting you on fire. The Bees will try and get the pressure on towards Ashen. Spoit finds the catch, and here we go. Swinging their way up towards the fight on the right. The C4 is a little bit premature, and as they want to pop up and get the cement on towards Forest on the right-hand shoulder, they're concerned about the pop-up here from the long desk. Instead, the smoke gets the cover, but it limits the angle. The Bees are away to find out where he is, and at this point, it's almost worse than the grenade last time. How is Forest still alive? Is one of those questions I'm kind of a bit lost on. It does get a kill out of it, but Citizen is determined to not let this one slip away. I mean, what happened?
Whatsoever. And I mean, this is the worry with M80 when you let them back into the match, is that they are a team of fraggers. They are 5 of the best players mechanically that you can acquire for your team. Last time they tackled this bomb site, Oso was a very critical operator for Spacestation when they pulled off these executes. She's obviously not on the board, so things are going to be a little bit different. You've got one player over towards Garage. That's Ashen, now harassed by the clash. And he's waiting for the flick around. Ashen and Benja with those 2 kills. Benja's been dropped. It's a calamity as everybody dies back and forth. And this is a very attacker-sided half. Citizen with 16 kills to his name will be the last one standing. And he is miles away from the bomb site. Diffuser, though, is not in hand of any of these players. So Citizen can play this one well if he plays it slow. He's got 25 seconds to just simply wait. They suspect that they will hunt him from above. SSG's picked up to the diffuser. It's J90 to get it down in just a matter of moments. Citizen will return to the bomb site. Firing away, he takes down Ashen. That could be the beginning of a comeback. Both Benja and J90 are so low on HP, Emmy. 20 HP for the Buck of Benja, 2 HP for J90. A single bullet from Citizen will take this out. He's spotted on drone. As one player from SSG watches on the same floor, the other has gone above. Citizen doesn't seem to know where they are. He charges forward, and good patience shown by J90 as he plays behind server and gets the final kill.
It's open, and it's only been, and maybe they were trying to divert it. They know that, you know, maybe worst case, they're going to be on 2 defenses, so they get that as their follow through, but at the same time, you assume now, SSG are going to pick that site where there's been 100% success rate for both. There's a lot of pressure, regardless of if you've got a plan for it. You obviously do, but...
Archives run through now. There's one player in there. Is it the Valkyrie? Oh my goodness!
No!
Benja with the very first kill onto Hyper, and the giveaway. Eventually it happens. It's very messy, but Spoit manages to get the job done. Kino on the board as well this round. Kino has been lagging behind the rest of the team. SSG compelled out of their spots, their hidey holes, and now they look towards the door of Break Room. It's just Fultz and Ashen. Ashen, who's being death tracked at this exact moment by Citizen. Fultz and Ashen still at completely full HP, but there's no utility from either of these players that can be of good use. Ashen picked apart Kino with 3 kills on the glass, and now Fultz needs to win a 1v4. Talk about a terrible position to find yourself in. All this setup upstairs by SSG, strung together so nicely, and M80 just ignores it. They'll use one of the last remaining death tracks. There's still one to go to figure out Fultz's position. Cameraman dies. It's acted upon quickly by Fultz. He's looking for more. He could clutch this round, but the time will be the bigger issue. All the while, Citizen is giving his position away. He'll come face to face with Spoit, who takes no damage whatsoever. Shotgun pulled out, time still running down. The Blitz jostling around him. He's down by Fultz. 2 quick kills, he hops on the diffuser, and this is winnable. But the time is the big issue. Fultz needs to advance. He's harassed yet again by the death mark. They know exactly where he is. They know where the Deimos is. Fultz with the shotgun out, past the point of no return. Where's he gonna go? Nowhere. Kino with the final kill, and we need all 15 rounds.
Towards stock window. It's a gamble. They were trying to get the kill on the Deimos, but the Deimos is just telling all of their friends, hey, just shoot this soft barricade, I'll stay tucked. And then they can pick up that kill. And, you know, you gotta take risks to make money here. And Benja's putting pressure on towards Jacuzzi. Janitors, they're trying to cut themselves all the way in. Castle on the back end at the top of Spiral. J90 hasn't many kills, but they've all got big impact here. There's 2, and there's 2 right back. M80, Kino and Hyper take care of the Shield twins. Ashen round the back finds it, and they get some tentative claws in on the site itself. From the top rope. Kino gets the kill, get the lockdown, and we're talking about quiet players that have stepped up over the past 2 rounds. He's got himself level. Ashen finds the plant. They're outside. And now from this position, you know you have to take a risk to get the kill. They're hanging low. And it's going to be a fight on the doorway itself. They've got some support. They're going for the hold. Kino's on the kit. Kino's going to see if he can make it stick. They're just up in time. The distraction was well played there. Cameraman was left looking. And SSG, they took the longest road possible, but at the end, it's their map.
Azami. Yeah, there we go. Azami and Monty banned out by Spacestation. M80 will get rid of Dokkaebi and Tuber for quite some time. There will go one of those death marks. Citizen will hunt down the Valkyrie of Fultz. As Benja dies, and Citizen capitalizes.
A little bit more wiggle room with how you could approach this. There's a grenade and a pressure that's about to come over the top. There's the flash. They do get one out of it. Looks for the second, but, well, they actually catch it as a trade against Citizen. Puts it into a 2 versus 1 for J90. Now, his kills in the last map were rare but big impact. These could be the biggest of all. Get SSG off to a start here on their defense on M80's map. So they hold and wait and anticipate for the pressure on towards Cargo. I'm wondering if M80, as they pick up the kit, they've got 15 seconds. They have to focus on towards the plant, and they have control elsewhere, but now they don't have the kit. It's a 1 versus 1 engagement. They're swinging up for the side of the stairs. They're looking for the chase here. Just get out of there, J90. Run for the hills. You'll be able to find freedom on the far side, and well, okay.
To get 2 to 3 rounds into this map for us to be able to talk about which side will have a better time, depending on where you are attacking or defending. 58% of the rounds should be able to get opened if you can manage to get some exothermic charges down, but Hyper decides, you know what, it's not called Thermite anymore, it's called Fragmite. And he will now walk upon the bandit of Benjamaster and slay him just as he did moments before that with Ashen. Nitro Cell from below as Forest will hit his mark, and we go back to a 3v3 with half
the chance at the swing back round, the denial, the re-rotate up. It's going to be a 3 versus 2, and it's all being pulled on towards the camera. The throw out of gadgetry, the cover over the top, the little bit of solid as Forest stops the plant, and at this point they just took too long to get the plan in motion. It gave SSG all the time to sort of cut away the chaff and go, this is the play, this is how we'll cut it. I was casting with James Devmata 2 days ago,
right.
and this is actually the start of the bit. This is a 2-tiered bit where we talked about how you're not an alpha, you're a sigma.
Name for the castle barricade, right? I actually have no idea what it is. We just call it castle barricades.
Yeah, probably. I mean, who learns this stuff? Nerds?
Castle, Rainbow Six. All right.
Ooh.
Name. Ooh.
Benja gets Hyper's name, jots it down in this little journal of people I've killed today.
Armor panel.
That's not a creative name, but okay, whatever. There's Forest and Fault getting one apiece. It's popping off inside the site, not very successfully, might I add. SSG, this is the strongest they've looked so far, and the first question mark I've seen is dropped, leaving Citizen. Now, Citizen was the standout performer of the first map, and is blown out of the map by that C4 Benchmaster. Maybe it's just so they can try and... It looks like it's the same side as Kino as well. Maybe they're just trying to tan them. Like, you know.
It is the elusive man, by the way, played by Martin Sheen.
If they did get to Montreal, yeah, hard to get cleaner ideas. You have to rely on fundamentals, which have been a little bit slippy today from the side of M80. There is the first major slip as cameraman is caught out. Ashen's holding on and just drifts outside and runs for the bleachers, going for the rotators. Everybody else dies. Kino does get faults, but I mean...
4-0 for SSG. Hyper has already decided to quit. I don't know where he's gonna go. Kino wanting some of that smoke, and he gets it from Benjamaster. Ashen says in the chat, yeah, leave the game. Citizen dies, and well, with Hyper
references, so those don't work. But ultimately, you know, obviously used to play the straight man, wasn't very good at it. We start here. J90 going for the burst through on the first kill. They're prepped up against the shield. The grenade will force the rotation. They don't get the catch onto the back of the player that drops out.
Did Hyper spawn into this round?
What?
Because remember, Hyper disconnected in the last round. Oh my. This has gone from bad to worse. I was making a joke about the fact that Hyper died early when he was the one who had left in the previous round.
Right.
Spoy with the very first kill as Forrest tries to hold against them. Down goes Cameraman. The numbers will equalize. 1 minute off of the clock, and the shield is still very much in play. Ashen being hunted down. Forrest takes care of Spoit, and now the shield will run in. Oh my, and almost an opportunity there. A Citizen picks up a double, and it's all up to J90. The very first round for M80. It'll happen in just a second as the Wamai gets targeted and he runs into his death, trying to take advantage of Citizen. The timeouts,
you know, that I had once upon a time about what do they know about the holds that are going to be deployed here by SSG. They don't have the VODs that they can truly roll back to. They'll have some ideas of the fundamentals of the game, but SSG as a team to get rid of J90. You're up against the Legion, 2 in pocket. There's the swing round, and they still win it out. The flash didn't connect with J90, I guess, and that's going to be a disappointing moment. They have the player inside the kitchen. It's an easy pick back up for Cameraman. Caught out. There's Citizen to offer some level of support, but Forrest over the top leaves just Citizen alone in the kitchen. What are they serving on the menu today, Parker? My friend, it's only pain.
blood pudding? Blood pudding!
He said that with, no one has ever said blood pudding with that. To step back into it, especially again, what yesterday they were technically 2 rounds away from being able to get themselves already confirmed all that SI point. The mirror trick, I think it's fair to call, as they get it covered off. They get some destruction onto the wall, and Benjamaster gets a double. Citizen and Cameraman both just executed. Spoit charges up, almost a little bit of orange on orange violence. As they push their way in, try and get some electrical. They want to try and go toe-to-toe with a shotgun. It's probably not going to entirely work out in their favor. There it is. J90 does get the back of them because Faults drives in. There's Forrest getting one onto Spoit. It leaves just Hyper, but not for long. I said it might have slowed their pace. They're concerned about the vertical. They can try and play the shield against it, but they don't want to hand them the free fight. Instead, it swings round on towards the opposite as they bounce back and forth. It's Hyper to get one. The pistol a little bit late. Hyper is just spinning around, able to get 2 massively important kills there just to stop them entirely flooding in, with Kino getting 1 more. Access Suit Rush was the attempt, but the single player was able to stop it out. M80 get there first.
SSG are still primed and ready to clear this one out. It just might take an extra round. We'll see how this happens. Forest destroys Kino. Forest looks just as surprised, but he will go for the plant. Who is covering him? He repositions now before attempting a second time. Down goes Cameraman. Forest vaults in. He picks up a second. Fultz, feeling a bit more confident, will attempt yet again. Almost now. Almost. Hold steady, and Spacestation will get the diffuser down. It'll be all up to 2 players on M80, Spoit and Citizen, all the way over from Europe to do battle in North America. Spoit will start with 1. It's Forest to die. Citizen looking to swap from Colossus to Talos, but isn't able to do it. Now it's Spoit to breach through inside of Garage. Nitro Cell goes out, ever closer to the bomb site. Ashen shuts him down, and it's Citizen to switch to the other drone, and down below, he's got no hope in hell. I don't even think he can get to the bomb site. He won't do it alive. Space Station will be in